Hello, hello, beautiful humans. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. I am so grateful, as always, that you are here with me today. If you are a returning member of the community, then thank you so much for being a part of this channel and my journey and my mission, and just for being here, for sticking around. I appreciate you more than you know. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so grateful for you. It's nice to virtually meet you. My name is Bailey M. Bain. I am a yoga and meditation instructor, as well as a fellow endo warrior goddess. So I was diagnosed with endometriosis back in April of 2021, and ever since then I have been using my channel to document my symptoms, my surgery, my recovery, and healing without hormones. But if you have not gathered, because today's video is not about endometriosis, I've been through a plethora of physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health concerns and issues, and so I'm just here sharing my journey with all of you, going through all of that. And if any of that sounds like something you are interested in, then please stick around, join us, and hit that subscribe button. I post videos 3 times a week for you related to those categories. Without further ado, let's hop into today's video. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about my journey with overcoming my fear of driving and the way that I did that. And the way that I did that was through EMDR therapy. Now, before we get into today's video, I want to know if anyone out there has any experience with EMDR therapy, if you've tried it, if you've heard of it and you want to try it, or if you've never heard of it, stop what you're doing right now and leave a comment in the comments below and let me know where you're at. It helps me kind of gauge content. Maybe I'll make a video on like more what it is and what the benefits are of EMDR if that interests any of you. But just branching off from there, EMDR therapy, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy. It's a long word, and that's why we call it EMDR, and I'll explain kind of what that looks like in a second. But first, let's backtrack to when I first kind of got my license. I had this like minor fear and anxiety about driving. Like, you know, I feel like it's kind of what any new driver would be fearful of, you know, driving on the freeways, what anyone else around you is doing. But I had my license for a couple years and had gone through a few very traumatic incidences. Not when I was in high school, this was a few years later. So by the time I was 19, I think it was probably about the time I was 19. I had lost a friend in high school, my senior year of high school, in a car accident. They slid on ice, and the impact and the trauma in her body, unfortunately, was too much for her to handle, and she passed away very, very young, way before her time. She was super talented, and it was very traumatic for all of us in her life. And for someone who I wasn't as close to as many of the other people in her life, my heart goes out to any of you. If you're watching this and you know who you are and you know who I'm referencing, then we're connected in some way, and her spirit is here guiding all of us, you know. But then, kind of fast forwarding, I had gotten in a minor little altercation sliding on ice and spinning out on the freeway. And then my mom got in a car accident and shattered her leg, and that was very traumatic. And then when it was 2016 in, I think, April, I got into a very bad car accident too, and by the fate of all of my spirit guides, I was not injured more than a sprained wrist. And it was just all a lot of trauma. So my outlook on driving was very fearful. I had a strong fear and a very heavy anxiety around driving, but especially around driving in the snow. So it wasn't that uncommon that when I would be driving, my foot would just start shaking on the pedal like this, and I was shaking so badly I couldn't push down on the gas pedal anymore. Like, my heart would be racing, I'd be sweating, and by the time I'd get home, my ears would be just completely red. Anytime I would drive in any kind of weather, I would have a panic attack behind the wheel. It was just very, very traumatic. And so I used EMDR therapy, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, for another thing. I can't even remember what it was now, which is so funny. Like, that's how something that was so traumatic in my life, I did EMDR therapy, and now I can't even remember what I did EMDR therapy around. Is just a testimony of how well it works. But we definitely went through and did another session related to driving and driving in the snow. And so basically what happened is we had a normal like talk therapy session, and then when we started the EMDR portion, she held, I don't remember if it was just her fingers or a pencil in front of my eyes, and started moving them back and forth like this. And with just moving my eyes, not my head, I was instructed to follow her fingers or follow the tip of the pen with my eyeballs as we talked through this thing. And the whole point of this and the research behind EMDR therapy is that movement in your eyes helps the brain reprocess emotions and thought processes and patterns. And it's so bizarre. Like, who would have thought to have done that in the first place? You can look it up and research there is someone, I believe it's a woman, who figured all of that out and did all the testing and science behind it. But I can testify to it. I think we only did one session around driving in the snow, and maybe it took a couple of weeks to set in, but now it's been a few years, and I can gladly say that I actually enjoy driving now, and it is a trauma that I was able to get over because of EMDR therapy, and I actually find enjoyment and beauty in snow and driving in the snow. So before, I would be like at school at my college class, and I would look outside and it would start snowing, and I would already be in tears and hysterics and in panic, trying to call somebody to come and pick me up because I was too afraid to drive in the snow or drive home in that snow. And hold on, Friday, that's not a toy, baby, that's a headband. Put that back. No, put that back. That's not a toy. But I would be in fear and in panic before I was even actually in that situation. And so EMDR therapy did me so much good, and I'm so grateful for that much healing in my lifetime. I recommend EMDR therapy to anyone who's going through a really traumatic time with anything, not just driving in the snow, not just driving in general. It could be anything. It could be the loss of a loved one that you are struggling with. It could be an abusive situation, anything trauma related. EMDR therapy is really, really good for, because there's not much like thought that really you have to put into it. It's something that kind of just happens and clicks. Friday, that's a ball of yarn, baby. My dog is trying to play with everything but a toy right now. On that note, that's all I have for you anyways. I'm gonna go entertain her for a second. Thank you so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. Happy healing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Follow me on social media for more daily content. And as always, I'll be back every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday with more content.